Greetings students, welcome in my English classes. Today I am present here with the topic past perfect continuous tense. First of all, students will study about the definition of this tense. From here we can start it. Past perfect continuous tense is the form of verb which states about an action that had been started in the past and was continued up to a point of time in the past. For example, he had been gambling for 3 years when he was arrested. In this you can check, student. Here he had been gambling for 3 years. It means the action of gambling was started in the past and it was completed at this point. You can check. The past perfect continuous, also called past perfect progressive, is a verb tense which is used to show that an action started in the past and continued up to another point in the past. Another point in the past here in this example when he was arrested. Unlike the present perfect continuous which indicates an action that began in the past and continued up to the present, the past perfect continuous is a verb tense that indicates something that began in the past, continued in the past, and also ended at a defined point in the past. Students, it's very clear. We can say the task which had been started in the past and completed also in the past, but between these two there is a duration. For that we can use past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous forms. The past here, from this point we can check. Past perfect continuous is formed using had plus been plus present participle. Questions are indicating by inverting the subject and had. It means we can say directly we have to place had before subject. Negative are made with not. After the helping verb we can say. First statement. It means positive statement. You had been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. In this sentence we can check. This is statement and the sentence is affirmative. Question. Had you been waiting there for more than 2 hours? Then she finally arrived. There is a question. Negativity. Negative sentence you can say. You had not been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. In these 3 sentences, students, you can know very well what is the difference between affirmative, interrogative and negative sentences. In affirmative sentences, we have to use had been plus present participle plus object plus time reference. In interrogative sentences, we have to use had before subject, and after that we have to put all those words according to the need of the sentence. Negativity or negative sentences. In negative sentences, we have to place not after helping verb had, and we can make them contact like hadn't. It depends on you what type of feature you want to use in your sentences. Past perfect continuous uses. Use number 1, duration before something in the past. Students, here you can check. This is past, and here we can say this is also past. and this is the distance of between two actions of the past. It means one action was started by this point and and completed at this point. It means this is the duration of the time. How long we can say. Use 1. Duration before something in the past. We use the past perfect continuous to show that something started in the past and continued up until another time in the past. For 5 minutes and for 2 weeks are both durations which can be used with the past perfect continuous. Notice that this is related to the present perfect continuous. Yes, students, you can say this is very similar to the present perfect continuous tense, but there is only one difference, that is the difference of helping verb. In present perfect continuous tense, we use has have as a helping verb, but in past perfect continuous tense, we use had as a helping verb or auxiliary, you can say. However, the duration does not continue until now. Yes, it stops before something else in the past. Yes, one more difference is here. In present perfect continuous tense, we know very well that the action was started in the past but continue up to now. But in past perfect continuous tense, the action was also started in the past but completed also in the past, not in present. This is the difference between these two sentences or tenses. First, here is example. First, they had been talking for over an hour before Tony arrived. She had been working at that company for 3 years when it went out for business. In these two sentences, you can check what type of difference is prescribed here. You can check in the first sentence, they had been working for over an hour before. Yes, this is the duration of that time. Here you can check, this is the link of this. She had been working at that company for 3 years. Here is the duration of 3 years. Use 2. Cause of something in the past. It means the reason of something which had happened in the past. Here one more time you can check this diagram, students. Using the past perfect continuous before another action in the past is a good way to show cause and effect. Yes, students, this is past and this is also past. This is present and this one is future. And we have just studied about this duration. Johnson was tired because he had been jogging. It means he had been jogging. He was tired when he was tired at this point, and when he had started his jogging, this point. This is the duration in which he got tired. Sam gained weight because he had been overeating. When Sam gained weight at this time, and what is the cause of that? Because he had started overeating from this point, and from this and this point, in this between this period, what he gets? Weight. Betty failed the final test because she had not been attending class. Betty failed at this point. I'm telling you, at this point. Why? Because she had not been attending class from this point. This is the duration of her class time. That's why she didn't take her classes. Because of that, she failed. Yes, students. Past continuous versus past perfect continuous. If you do not include a duration such as for 5 minutes, for 2 weeks, or since Friday, many English speakers choose to use past continuous rather than the past perfect continuous. Be careful because this can change the meaning of the sentence. Past continuous emphasizes interrupted actions, whereas past perfect continuous emphasizes a duration of time before something in the past. Study the examples below to understand the differences. Yes, students, here you can check what is described in these lines. It is described in these lines past continuous tense. Past continuous tense focus where it emphasizes interrupted actions. And what is about past perfect continuous? It emphasizes a duration of time. Here we can check. He was tired because he was exercising so hard. Here you can check. This is the result, and because of it, here you can check. He was exercising so hard. This sentence emphasizes that he was tired because he was exercising at that exact moment. Next sentence you can take. He was tired because he had been exercising so hard. He had been exercising so hard. It means there is mentioned duration of time. This sentence emphasizes that he was tired because he had been exercising over a period of time. It is possible that he was still exercising at that moment or that he had just finished. Yes, there may be confusion because he may be continue or he may have just completed. Remember non-continuous verbs, mixed verbs or mixed verbs we can say. It is important to remember that non-continuous verbs cannot be used in any continuous tenses. Also, certain non-continuous meaning for mixing verbs cannot be used in continuous tenses. Instead of using past perfect continuous with these verbs, you must use past perfect. Yes, students, we had studied about the stative verbs. We can't use stative verbs in the continuous tenses. Here is one example. The motorcycle had been belonging to George for years before Tina bought it. Not correct. Why? Motorcycle had belonged to George, not belonging. No. For years before Tina bought it. Yes. Here, what is the difference? You can check. Belong. Belong is stative verb. That's why we can't use in continuous tense. Adverb is meant. The examples below show the placement of grammar adverbs such as always, only, never, ever, still, just, etc. Examples: you had only been waiting here for a few minutes when she arrived. You can check here the placement of adverb. What is the only? Had you only been waiting there for a few minutes when she arrived? Here is also only, but these tenses are different. First is affirmative and next is interrogative sentence. Active or passive? Very commonly, I want to tell you, students, you have studied about active and passive. It means there are four tenses which can't be transferred or changed into passive voice: present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, and future continuous. But here I have prescribed two examples to tell you how can we make the passive of past perfect continuous tense. Chef Jones had been preparing the restaurant's fantastic dinners for 2 years before he moved to Paris. This one is active tense. You can check here is used past perfect continuous tense and the passive of it. The restaurant's fantastic dinners had been being prepared by Chef Jones for 2 years before he moved to Paris. Here you can check there is no mistake in this sentence, but it's not common. We can't prescribe it in our English grammar. That's why please keep in your mind, don't use such type of sentences. But for your information, I have mentioned this sentence. Not passive form of the past perfect continuous are not common. That's why no need to use it. Okay, students, I think you have understood what I want to tell you. And these are the some uses of the past perfect continuous tense. I think you have got all the uses. Okay, students, take care and be continue to watch my videos to know something more about English grammar points as well as literature. Take care.